Nationally syndicated radio host Dana Loesch. Hey, Dana, how are you?
Doing well, Jesse. How are you doing?
I can't
tell Hunter Biden apart from James Carville anymore.
They're both the same kind of guy. They're both these angry guys that'll just say anything and are capable of a lot. But I kind of like Hunter. I kind of like his brass knuckle approach. I like the enemies list. I like the revenge tour. I'm here for it. Is he kind of the answer the Democrats are looking for?
He's like the John Belushi of the Democrat Party. He's just wound up and he's going to hit anything near him. It doesn't even matter. He's just going to go wild. He has an enemies list and he's going to touch every single person on it. And remember, they all circled their wagons. They infantilized this guy. Joe Biden's 50-something-year-old sweet baby infant Hunter Biden. How dare you talk about that he had prostitutes and was snorting coke with hookers in hotel rooms. And how dare you talk about him driving drunk and high as a kite, through the desert and by himself and then losing his brother's fob in the car. Let's not talk about any of that stuff. He acts like there's that everybody did not just coronate Joe Biden. That family had the red carpet rolled out for them. But this is also what progressives do when they don't get what they want. And I, for one, am so excited to watch the soap opera. It's my new favorite show.
And Barack Obama has to save everybody again. Why does it always feel like they drag Barry kicking and screaming off the sidelines from body surfing in Hawaii to help these people get dragged across the finish line?
He must owe somebody something. Notice that the former First Lady, his wife, is nowhere with him. She's done with it. She's not back on this campaign trail. I think he likes the elitism that comes with being a party elder. But remember, he didn't really have coattails either. He didn't really start raising a lot of money until the second term that he had. And during midterms in 2010, he couldn't pull a single Democrat across the threshold to win. And that's how he ended up losing Congress in that quote unquote shellacking. So he's not even really a huge power broker for them anymore. And Bill Clinton's too old. He's going to crumble into like Cheeto dust. Nobody knows. So, the whole thing is a mess. They have nobody. All they have is Gavin Newsom. And Jesse, you were talking about what answers does he have? Money.
Yeah, that's it. But he's been coronated already. You can see it. The power brokers have come together, and Gavin's the guy because it can't be a girl. They've tried that. It didn't work. How about these donors out in California? They're like, oh, wait, who's headlining this fundraiser? Kamala Harris? Click.
Yeah, nobody wants to go see Kamala Harris. And I do find it funny that they're also concerned about who's going to be the woman that gets picked as vice president or whatever. This is the party that can't define women. And this is also the party, to correct Hunter Biden, it wasn't black women that were making decisions in that party. It was specifically James Clyburn, who handed South Carolina to Joe Biden. And that's why Joe Biden picked Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris was at the bottom even during the Democrat primary. She has never won hearts and minds. She has always been appointed and just basically elevated and coronated into every role that she's ever had. She's just like a Nepo baby without the parents to pave her way. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. She really was being groomed by the Obama machine to take over, to carry that legacy forward, and she just sort of fell apart the moment she opened her mouth. So she can't raise any money. She's no use to the party.
And she would have loved a big, beautiful ballroom. Queen Kamala, nothing would have made her happier than to put on those dancing shoes.
Oh, they would have loved it.
Dance the night away. All right, Dana, good to see you.
It's another place for Hunter Biden to do cocaine. They would have loved it.
Or Cheeto dust. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.